If you want to score easy goals in eFootball, 4-2-2-2 with quick counter is hands down one of the deadliest formations, but most people are doing it completely wrong. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to set it up, assign the right roles, and play it so you're scoring consistently, quickly, and easily. Let's get into it. Let's start with your first centre forward, your main striker. Now listen carefully, because this is the reason most people fail. In quick counter, playing the ball in behind for your striker hardly works. And the reason is simple. Your striker is not always actively looking for those runs in behind. Unlike in long ball counter, where every attacker tries to sprint behind the defense. In quick counter, runs are triggered by space or by pressure. When the opponent presses and gaps open, then your players will attack those spaces. Now a lot of your goals in this system will come from 1-2s, so you really want to look for a striker who has one-touch passing. If he doesn't come with it, try to train him because it really makes everything easier. It makes your combinations faster, cleaner, and far more dangerous. Now watch these next clips carefully. Notice how the striker is almost always receiving the ball with his back to goal. And almost every single time, before he can move the ball forward, he has to turn. This is where tight possession becomes very important. Tight possession is the most important stat when it comes to turning. It is what determines how clean and smooth a player turns. That said, always release the dash button when trying to turn. This allows the striker to handle pressure, shield the defender behind him, and turn cleanly without losing the ball. The striker needs at least 80+ tight possession to make those turns reliable. And because he'll be backing into the defender so often, he also needs around 80+ physical contact so he can absorb the pressure while he turns. Now for your second striker, your deeper forward. This guy is the real link in your attack, because most of your build-up will run through him. You can use any playstyle here, but don't pair two goal poachers in your front line. You need one who stays up and one who drops deep. This second striker has to be the one who's comfortable dropping deep, connecting with your midfielders, and feeding the main striker. And for this role, you really want to play him as an SS. Supporting strikers naturally come from deep. And that movement is exactly what opens the attack. They check into midfield, receive the ball between the lines, and then turn to face the play, which is why being good on the turn is also non-negotiable. Just like with your main striker, one-touch passing and tight possession are also essential here. Acceleration is another key stat, even more important than speed for this role. He's making short, sharp bursts from deep to exploit gaps, not long sprints. That quick first step is what helps him exploit the spaces instantly. And finally, he needs high attacking awareness. Because he's starting deeper, attacking awareness is what makes him react instantly when the opening appears. Next, let's talk about your two attacking midfielders. You always have to balance these two players. One of them should be someone who likes to make forward runs, stretch the play a little, maybe even stay wide. The other one should be the link player, the one who drops deep to connect the attack and midfield. For that one, you can use a whole player, and it'll still work. But honestly, the perfect play style for this role is a creative playmaker. This creative playmaker acts like a third midfielder. He drops in, combines with your central midfielders, links up with your supporting striker, and helps him build up. But here's the key, he still needs good pace or acceleration. Because after dropping deep, he has to be able to push forward again and join the attack quickly. In my setup, I usually start most of my attacks from the right side. You'll notice that Scholes drops deep, combines with Messi, and then runs forward again. He is always available deep because creative playmakers naturally drop deep to create chances. Now for the other attacking midfielder, you want the opposite. Someone more aggressive, a whole player, or a prolific winger who loves to make forward runs. Basically, this guy should always be joining the attack with your two strikers. That balance is what keeps your shape perfect. So, while one AMF drops and builds play, the other pushes forward and creates presence in the box. When you look at it in-game, it almost starts to look like a 4-3-3 during build-up. Alright, next up, your first central midfielder, and this part is not negotiable. You need someone with good defensive engagement. That's the number one thing. This guy is the first line of pressure in midfield, and most of the time he'll be alone, so he has to be reliable. He also needs to be comfortable on the ball, because there are plenty of moments where everyone else has pushed forward and he's the only one available. That's why I use Koku here. He covers ground, presses early, and buys your whole team time to recover their shape. For play styles, you have two options that actually work in this setup. 1. Box to box. Use this if you want someone who can add an extra body going forward. It's a little risky because he pushes high, but he also sprints back quickly, so your shape recovers fast. 2. Orchestrator. Use this if you prefer someone who mainly stays, holds the midfield, and helps set up the players in front. He's not going to join the attack too much, but he keeps the build-up clean. What you really need to remember is simple. Whoever you pick in this role, the first thing you must check is defensive stats. How many of us even read these details? Defensive awareness is basically reaction speed when defending. It's how fast a player starts to apply pressure. The moment the opponent has the ball, a player with high defensive awareness will press almost immediately. Think of it as how quickly he recognizes danger and commits to closing the ball carrier. Defensive engagement is different, it's the eagerness to defend. This is the stat that makes your player run back, recover, and cover space when your team loses the ball. A player with good defensive engagement doesn't stay caught up front, he immediately tracks back, gets into position, and helps plug gaps. Aim for at least 70 on both, otherwise you'll be screaming at the screen every time the midfield gets exposed. For your defensive midfield, this is one position you cannot get wrong. It has to be an Anchorman. Why? Because in quick counter, your centre-backs stay very high, and sometimes they will step out to press the ball carrier. An Anchorman naturally sits deep and covers the space behind your centre-backs. If you use a destroyer or an orchestrator here, you must put them on a defensive so they stay back. But to be safe and avoid any problems, the Anchorman is your best and most reliable option. Now, your defense will actually determine how good your attacks are. Normally, I like having someone who can add extra bodies up front, but with this play style, you also need solidity. So what I usually do is put one of my fullbacks on the defensive. Basically, I run one attacking fullback and one defensive fullback. That way, one of them joins the attack easily, and the other mostly stays back and helps in defense. This keeps you balanced, because you don't want both fullbacks running forward at the same time. Now for your centre-backs, the main thing you need to remember is simple, they have to be fast. 80+ speed is enough for a centre-back. They also need good physical contact so attackers don't just brush past them easily. But honestly, you are going to be doing most of the work with your centre-backs. You have to spot danger early, step out early, and make tackles before attackers pick up speed. If you're slow to react, they'll run past you. So you must be very active and ready to control your centre-backs manually. Now, for your goalkeeper, it's almost the same idea as with your centre-backs. You have to be very active. An attacking goalkeeper will make your life a lot easier, but at the end of the day, it's all on you. I know I've said I'd make a full video on goalkeepers, it's coming, just hang tight. For now, the main thing is this, you have to anticipate danger. Don't wait for it to be obvious. By the time the danger is clear, it's already too late. Step out early, read the game, and act before the attacker makes the move. That's how you stay in control with your goalkeeper. Subscribe if you've learned something here, and drop a like, it really helps the channel out. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.